Because in the lower left-hand corner of Alcyone, we have Dragon Kitesy Gaming's Dark. The #1 seed today's tournament, the favorite to win this bracket. And his opponent in the upper right-hand corner, a longtime nemesis. It is Classic, playing for the Twisted Minds. Dark has taken out Classic in some big tournaments in the past. Classic looking like one of the strongest Protoss in Korea as of late. It was the only Protoss to make it into the round of 8 at Atlanta. I feel like Classic has looked pretty damn good the last 6 months or so. Had some strong runs. But Dark is forever the ender of strong runs. There's nobody who ends runs quite like Dark does. Just when you think a player's been looking good, they go up against Dark, and that's kind of it. We'll see if Dark can do it here. Classic certainly has the ability to take down Dark. Don't get me wrong. He's just a scary player. He's a scary Zerg player. Classic knows it. Classic, though, going to keep it standard. Not going for anything crazy, at least not yet. Just opening with the Stargate. Gonna pressure with the Adepts. It's the classic. The thing about these openings is I feel like, I don't know, they seem so hit or miss with the Adept Oracle pressure. Sometimes it feels impossible to stop, especially when MaxPax is doing it. Those first few Adepts come in, and I'm like, how is it possible to stop this? How do you stop from losing, 8 drones to 2 Adepts and an Oracle? Even Dark has been susceptible to that before. There's been a couple times where I've seen MaxPax against Dark, and Dark just loses way too much at the start. But so far, the Adept's not committing in at all. Classic decides to back up, wait for the second Adept, and then maybe go back across. I kind of like this choice, and it was a Phoenix first, too, to try to stop any scouting on what's going on in Classic's base. So because it's Phoenix first, Classic felt the need to keep these Adepts back at home to defend instead of having that Oracle to do the job just in case. Now, looks like he's not going to harass at all with the Adepts. Just going to keep them at home. This is a nice benefit to keeping the Adepts at home, is you don't have to worry about keeping the Oracles at home to defend. Sometimes those Adepts go across the map and just die. Even if they get some drone kills, the Lings will just go counterattack immediately. Suddenly the Oracle has to defend, and I feel like the Oracle has a little bit more potential than the Adepts, generally speaking. It is a Twilight Council here out of Classic. A couple more gates going down. It feels like it's going to be a Glaives build. He wants to get some Glaives pressure on. That would also explain why he kept these Adepts alive. Those can be a little bit more useful later on. So far, I'm liking this from Classic. He's not over-committing with anything, but it also means he just hasn't gotten any damage done, right? He killed the one Overlord, and that is it. But he's going to dive in now. Let's see if he can get some drones. He's going to lift up that Queen. The Spore Crawler will push these away, but not before they get, 1, 2, 3, 4 kills. But that is a dead Oracle for 4 kills. Consolation 5th drone kill here as these guys fly away. But a dead Oracle for those first 5 drones doesn't necessarily feel worth it. Glaives is already about halfway done. It's a very quick upgrade. There's more Adepts being warped in every moment. Damn, Classic already has 11 Adepts out on the map. He's going to grab 4 more and send them across. Ooh, the Lynx try to come in here for a counterattack, and they're going to spot these Adepts shading forward. And that's not really where you want to be as Dark. You don't want to see those Adepts as they're about to start their move across the map. He does have some Ravagers morphing, some Roaches out already. That's going to help out against this quite a bit, but a lot of dead Lings. Going to make it a lot harder to chase these Shades as the Ravagers are getting jumped on a little bit. The Adepts decide to finish that Shade, and oh no, the top side Adepts getting jumped on. However, the bottom side Adepts just killing every drone at the base, so that looked bad for these Adepts, but all of a sudden Dark just losing absolutely everything, and now the Adepts shade forward. And we're going to see Classic target down even more drones. He's going to trade with some of these Queens and Roaches as well. Biles going down, but that is 24 dead drones. Dark is down to 23 workers, and I think Classic has just won this game. Like, that's just it. And I think he recognizes how much damage he's done. He killed every drone at this natural base, and he's just going to go home. Going to go home. He's got an Immortal on the way. Dark was planning this push. He's already got a Dropper Lord, but the Queens don't want to drop out yet. The rest of the units aren't here. Phoenix trying to do some damage to these Overlords, but oh, Oracle going to get taken out. That is a big problem for Classic. Classic just needs to hold. Dark is on 22 workers. This is it. This is all Dark has. He's just building everything he can right now into this. Force Field's going down. The Immortal trying to stay alive over here. Doesn't have any shield batteries to help it out, though. Shield batteries are all over at the third base. More force fields going down. Is there enough for Classic? There's so many Ravagers here. 11 Ravagers. It looked like Classic had this game, but I don't know if he's got enough to hold on. More Adepts trying to warp in. With those glaives, they can do this pretty damn well. This Immortal is getting kind of low. The Phoenix just lifts up one Ravager. That's all it can really do here. Immortal pulling back. There's still more shield battery energy. Meanwhile, on this side, the second Immortal popped out in the natural. And with the warp-ins, the Queens are all going to go down, it looks like. Probe's getting pulled. Classic knows how far ahead he is in the workers. I think Classic's got enough here. He's got another warp-in. He's going to pull those probes again. He's going to lift up yet another Ravager. The Bile's going to pepper down on some of this. More Lings coming in, trying to get us around. But I think this is just too much for Classic. Dark doesn't have enough to clean up the rest of this army, and that, my friends, I think is just going to be a GG out of Dark. Classic hitting them with the four gate glaives. Dark planning a big old push there, not droning up, but loses all the drones. The push not able to close it out, and Classic wins game number 1. There I am talking about how Dark likes to knock down players like Classic. Classic says not today. Not in game 1 anyways. Solid game there from Classic. Yeah, I didn't realize Dark was going for that big push. I noticed the Dropper Lord, but as I was noticing that, the Glaive Adepts were like starting to hit, and I had to focus on that. Yeah, it explains why Dark was on such a low drone count. He was about to go completely all in. And Classic just hit at the exact perfect time. Also, he had so many Adepts. I don't usually expect that many Adepts with a 4-gate glaives. Like a Stargate into 4-gate glaives. I feel like there's usually not quite that many. That ended up working out really well. Killing so many drones. Dark just had no recourse against that. None at all. How are the 9th redeeming the cat treats? We will have to see if we can lure him out. I'm sure if I even just open the cabinet the treats are in, 100% he's going to be on it. I'll do that after this match. We're going to hop into game number 2 now. On to Hard Lead. The most badass of names. Map names. Spawning in the lower right-hand corner, we have Dragon Kites's Dark. His opponent in the upper left, it is Twisted Minds Classic. I love the map name. It's so metal. Yeah, dude. It's so metal. I don't even know what to respond to that with. That's Harrow, that's like, that's a Fear Dragon level one right there. That's ban worthy, honestly. Yeah, hit him with the it's so metal. I mean, I do like the map name though. Sounds like a lyric from a George Thorogood song. I hit him with some hard lead. Maybe something like Tychus would say. Tychus would definitely refer to the like Gauss rifle bullets, slugs, as hard lead. 100%. So Dark last game going for a big ol' all in. See if he does it again this game. I'm sure it'll be a different one. The thing about Dark is he can absolutely play some big boy macro games. But that doesn't mean he's going to. He can. He could. But is he going to? Who knows? Who's to say? Personally, I feel like we're going to see Dark go for another big attack. Lots of roaches, maybe even some Ravagers mixed in. This time, though, I don't think the Queens will be coming in the German taxi. We shall see. I wonder if Dark was doing that specifically against like a build Classic has been doing lately. I've seen from a couple of different Protoss players the double Stargate Oracle build. And Dark has bopped that a couple times, and you know, the Queens and the Prism, or the Overlord would be very good against that. Turned out not to be the case, but could be something Dark was thinking about. Looks like one Adept is going to trade its life for a couple of drones. That indicates to me that Classic isn't going Glaives this game, since he didn't, you know, doubly make sure to save those Adepts. It is still Phoenix first, though, from Classic, and this is really interesting. It's funny, so there was the Void Ray buff, right? We had the Void Ray meta for a while. And then once the Void Ray was nerfed, we stopped seeing it, and we started seeing the Phoenix again. But then I feel like Protoss players started realizing that like Void Rays were still pretty good, and it was worth the extra investment to have just that like little bit of extra defense and fighting power against things like the build we saw from Dark last game. But now we see Classic going back to the Phoenix again. So it's a little bit cheaper, builds a little bit faster. The nice thing about the Phoenix is you can lift up the Queen at the base, and that can help the Oracles get some damage done, as we're seeing here. But with that Spore Crawler finishing up, all these guys need to get out of there. The Phoenix getting a little low as it escapes. Not a lot of damage getting done. Actually, no drones went down to that whole little harass there. Classic quite a bit later, I would say, to the tech this time. But it's going to be a Twilight, a Forge, and a Robo. So that indicates to me that it's going to be Blink. He could do a cheeky charge build as well, but I'm feeling like Blink's probably going to be the answer as these Oracles, again, get pushed away by the Queens. This is something I do notice from Dark, is he generally is very good with his Queen movement. He keeps a few different groups of Queens around and makes it a little bit easier to catch those things those oracles. We saw last game that first oracle, one of the first oracles going down to some good queen placement from Dark. A couple more drones get gunned down. The Baneling nest gets scouted, as does the morphing lair. And it is going to be charge. So those oracles go back in, but again, another oracle dying. Not really worth it. For just, it's still just the same 2 drones. I don't know what the oracles targeted down the next time they went in, but Classic really not getting a lot of damage there. A lot of cost efficiency out of those oracles. But it is going to be charge and +1, so it seems like there's going to be a charge lot Immortal Archon kind of thing going here for Classic. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a big 3-base timing with this army, or he might just be gearing up to deal with a big push from Dark. That is the kind of thing you can expect from Dark sometimes. It's like, all right, I'm on 3 bases. Dark might just go for like a ton of pressure. We're already seeing a bunch of Lings and Banes coming in here. Where are the force fields? There they go. Not letting those Banelings get through. Oh my god, look at the warp ends here from Classic. The cannon on the way. He has anticipated this, at least to some degree. The force field levels are getting low. Zealots going out there to try to tank the brunt of this, to keep those juicy sentries and adepts alive, as well as the stalkers. Oracle comes back to help clean this up, but man, there's a lot of Lings coming, and these Immortals are not going to be all that helpful against them. But it looks like Classic will hold on for now. There's still more Lings out for Dark. Classic needs to get some good Sim City going here. He's trying to morph an Archon, but that Archon is not quite ready yet. There it goes. Can it get finished in time? The Oracle just has no energy. All of the units are dying. The force field gets put up, but the Archon breaks it even while it's morphing. The Archon does finish with half its health left. That is going to be enough to kill a lot of these Lings, but the Banelings coming in behind this, and Classic is losing so much. He did just accidentally smash those Banelings on the Nexus, which is a bit of a problem, but I think the majority of these probes are going to go down anyways. Zealot's trying to warp in to help out against this. Can the Immortals come over and help? It's a lot of the supply here for the Protoss in these Immortals. The Oracle had enough juice to turn back on, but it has once again run out of juice. Probes fighting here with this to help out these Immortals. It looks like the Immortals will hold on for now, but without a shield battery to help out with, I don't know if it's going to be enough. Ling now trying to break in through the front door. They're not going to be able to. The Immortals finding some good surface area with some Zealots around them. Classic is desperately trying to hold on. He's ahead in workers despite losing 18 probes. Dark is so committed to this. He's starting to drone up a little bit behind it, but that was a ton of lost Zerglings and Banelings there for Dark. He still has a lot out, but if Classic's able to get these Archons up, I feel like he's going to be in a fantastic spot. There's really not much behind this for Dark. He does have Roach speed on the way, so he could get into Roaches. But there's still 2 Immortals alive. There's a 3rd and now a 4th one on the way. And Classic, I mean, he handled this beautifully. That hit, I think, just before Classic was really ready for it. So he did lose quite a bit. But I think he's quite content with where he's at. Tech-wise, certainly Classic's army is much better. Charge Lot Immortal Archon is just better than, like, Ling, Bane, Roach, which is what Dark is working with right now as he's trying to get at the first dozen Roaches. Ling's breaking the rocks down, seeing if they can't find a cheeky way in. Ooh, the Banelings. Ooh, the Banelings. Classic, you watching? Classic. Classic. Oh! Oh, he's at the very last second. He does turn around and look. Pulls a lot of those probes away. 6 probes going down. Can he get one more shot? Woo-hoo-hoo. Shield battery heals all those back up to full shields. But that is going to be 8 dead probes. If the Lings are able to get in here, they will clean up a lot of these probes very quickly. But it looks like that is about it for now. Classic's 4th Nexus finishes up. Dark does have a 5th about to finish. But yeah, for the majority of this game, Classic was mining more. Dark is now taking a bit of a lead off the back of killing some probes. He's got that 5th base. But it is just more units out of Dark. He's at 73 workers, and he says, that's actually fine. That's enough. I don't need any more than that. I love the stasis wards here. These could be huge. The Nexus getting targeted down. Oh, some Biles actually kill 2 of those High Templar of Classic. Classic, he doesn't have Storm researched? Oh, he doesn't have Storm energy on that one. Sorry. He does have Storm researched. As we see there, a big Storm going down. That is the only Storm available right now, though. As Lings are getting into the natural and into the main base, Classic trying to deal with those, but also trying to deal with this frontal push. Not looking there for a second. There's a lot of units not here to fight. The Nexus getting targeted again. Dark really wants to just kill this 4th base, but he's not going to be able to get it just yet. That being said, 22 probes going down. Stasis Ward just catching a few of those Lings there. More Lings going to try to go in, and Classic the door. Classic the door. No, the door. Already busted by some Banelings earlier, and now the Lings just getting right on in there. Classic, I think he was so well set up for this, but just didn't quite have enough there. A Bile just killed an Observer. Don't see that every day. Classic saw that, and he said, that is it. But no, Dark overrunning there. The Lings and Banes getting into the main and natural, causing so many issues for Classic. And then on top of that, the main army, while Classic was focused on the run by, the main army was getting jumped on, a bunch of units going down while he wasn't there to micro them. And Dark ties the series up. Ooh. Can we do cat treats before we get into this game? I think we can. He came out immediately. Yes, baby. The people want to see you eat cat treats. Crazy cat. I love you, buddy. You just got so many. So many cat treats for a kitten. That's all of them, though. Can you say hello to them? Meows. No. No meow. He just eats them so fast. He kept knocking them down. I don't know if you could see. He would like drop one and be like, oh, wow, I gotta get it. You got them all though, didn't you? Yeah, you did. I don't even know where he was hiding. I took him out of the closet and turned around, and he was immediately right next to me. It's like that meme of the cat opening the drawer. Or opening the drawer and the cat's just there. It's like that meme, but just exactly that. Anyways, hopping in to game number 3. Not nearly as cute as that cat. We have Dragon Kitesy's Dark, spawning in the lower right-hand corner of Oceanborn. His opponent in the upper left, it is Twisted Mind Classic. He's afraid if he doesn't eat them fast, I might try one of them. I think they're just like crack to him. It's like me when I eat like chocolate, you know? I'm like, I want to eat it all. You know, it's super good. I don't know if any of you guys have been to a restaurant called Din Tai Fung. I don't know how common they are. Probably not many people in chat have been, because I feel like there's not that many of them. But they have these like chocolate mochi dumplings. The chocolate mochi xiaolongbao. And they are so good. It's actually insane. It's basically the inside of a lava cake, except it's in a dumpling. There's no cake around it. I don't like cake. So lava cake appeals to me in that I love chocolate, but I don't like cake, so I don't eat it. But this is like the lava cake without the cake, and instead it's just wrapped in a little dumpling. And it's one of the best things I've ever eaten in my entire life. And every time I eat them, every time I go there and eat them, I am just so happy. I'm so unbelievably happy. Such a wonderful experience. I hope if there is a Din Tai Fung near you, you can go and enjoy that experience as well. Anyways, I imagine that's what the cat treats are like for him, except I am a grown adult and I have enough self-control to eat things slowly, no matter how much I like them. Generally speaking. Generally speaking. Another Stargate opener here for Classic as the first adepts get sent across. Interesting that Classic put a pylon down here. He didn't want Dark to take this base. And honestly, I think it's because he doesn't want Dark to be able to push across the map quite as easily. Like, this base isn't quite as good to push across with as this third base would be. And I wonder if that's what Classic was considering when he decided to put that pylon down. And he did cancel it, and I don't know if it actually affected anything or if Dark just took this base, but I kind of wonder if that was the train of thought there for Classic. Like, let's block him from taking this one because it's easier to attack from this one. No, it's a possibility. Classic going Phoenix first again, and then straight into a Twilight Council once again. So I wonder if this is going to be another Glaives build. It worked very well in game one. I mean, you know, they say if it ain't broke, do it again in game three. It's funny how often I see that kind of strategy out of players. Is Dark's got a Roach Horn on the way already. All right, in the back of his main mineral line. But that, like, do a game one strat, it works, and then you're like, okay, I'm going to change it up for game two. And then that doesn't work. You're like, all right, back to basics. I don't know why I didn't just do this again. Maybe I should have. And yeah, Classic again, just going for Glaives. He's got 2 more gates on the way. He did lose 1 adept this time, which is something I was praising him for not doing in game 1. We'll see if that 1 adept makes a difference. But also Classic, or Dark rather, is doing a very different build. It is still highly aggressive and has roaches and lings, and in this case, Queen's just walking across the map, which Classic is going to spot. And now he knows what he is up against, and I think he's got to get some shield batteries down. There we go. Shield batteries going down at the third base. 3 of them. There's 1 in the natural as well. And Classic is just going to try to hold. He does have Glaives about 3/4 of the way done. The Queens are still pretty far away. That's definitely going to give time for Glaives to finish before this fight really gets going in earnest. Dark has realized that there must be Glaives on the way because he sees all of these adepts. But he's going to back up. He's got to wait a little bit. That's going to give time for these shield batteries to finish. I love the stasis ward as well. And that's going to catch a bunch of those lings as the first few biles actually whiff there. Dark missing his first set of biles, which is pretty big. And he just backs up. He's got 6 drones on the way. Dark realizes you're too well set up for this. You saw what was coming. You were ready to go with the Glaives Adepts. And decides not to commit against this. I love that he shaded in one of the directions to try to catch those lings if they went that way. That was a cute little move from Classic. Classic does still have a bunch of glaive adepts that could go across the map and be very annoying here. Dark has the army to deal with it, certainly. But if a couple of these adepts make it into a base without Dark being able to send the units there quick enough, it very easily target down 6, 7, 8 drones. So I like that Classic is poking and prodding with these. Might be able to clear up some creep. Honestly, if these Ravagers aren't careful, the Adepts can turn around and maybe get a kill there. They're going to cancel that Shade again. I think Dark is held out. It doesn't look like any damage is really going to get done here, but Classic utilizing the units that he has before getting into Blink +1 and a Robo Bay. Good stuff. Little Blink Colossus follow-up here for Classic. No third base, or fourth base for Dark. He's up to 69 drones, but not even a fourth base started. That makes me wonder if he's just going to go for a big ol' attack. I guess not. I mean, he's got the Infestation Pit on the way. +1 just started up. And there is that fourth base. It just feels so late. But I guess he wasn't maybe super confident in being able to defend it. That Adept will take one for the team to scout out the location of that army. Yeah, Classic's fourth base, not that different of a position from Dark's. And ooh, that Knight is going down. Yeah, that is going to be 10 Swarm Hosts here for Dark. So Dark, he's going to go for the high value proposition here, trying to get some Swarm Hosts going. 2 Adepts in the Prism is really nice, but unfortunately Dark knows about it. So that will be 1 Prism leaving. But most importantly here for Classic is he does not know what he's up against. I do not think he is scout. Okay, he's about to spot the Nidus. I don't know. Okay, if he's watching right now, he will see those Swarm Hosts go in there.
Mineral field depleted.
I don't necessarily know that he was watching right now. Oh, but the Stalkers are coming down right away. Dark has got to pop these and send them at the units because all of a sudden the Nidus is down and Disruptors have popped out. They're going to try to get on top of those Locusts. They will not be able to, though. And this army, a lot of this army is going to be forced to fight the Locusts. The Stalkers, again, trying to kill that Nidus, trying to stop these Swarm Hosts from getting home. And Classic is killing so many Swarm Hosts. He is losing a lot of his army for this, though. And his army is also not there to defend this fourth base. That is going to be a dead fourth, a bunch of dead probes. However, almost every single Swarm Host just went down. 7 of the 10. And I don't think... Okay, yeah, a few more were made. So 5 more were made. So there's still 8 total. But I feel like that still worked out really well for Dark. He had enough of a ground army to support those Swarm Hosts where he's able to just kill the fourth base. And now Classic is in kind of an abysmal spot. And while there's not that many Locusts to really be worried about, Dark is fully maxed. And if there's not that many Locusts, that means there's a lot of Roach Ravager. And that first Disruptor Nova does not connect to anything. There's actually no more Disruptor Novas left available right now, as the Swarm Hosts are going to pop to the left of this army. Classic needs to back up. Oracle doing its best here to try to pick off some units. Those Locusts are going for the base. 2 more Colossi pop out. Classic, is he just going to leave this base to die, or the probes to die, rather? That is a lot of dead probes so quickly. Oh my god, Locusts do damage like it's actually insane. 21 probes going down. And Dark, despite that first Nidus being jumped on so quickly by Classic, he's found the damage he really needs. Got to be a little bit careful here. There's a lot of firepower in Classic's army, but I still overall like this game for Dark. He is very low tech. He's trying to get into Lurkers now. His Hive is done. We can get those Lurker upgrades, but Classic is pushing across the map. He's got 4 Colossi with him. He's got a bunch of Blink Stalkers. The upgrades are even for both of them. Hydra upgrades finishing up, but there's no Hydras out, I don't think. Which means there's also definitely not going to be any lurkers out, but hold the phone here. Dark hitting from all angles. He's got the Locust on the back. He's got Roaches hitting on both sides. The Colossi are so left on their own. The Stalkers nowhere to be found. The Prism doing its absolute best here, but it is not going to be even close to enough. As that game ends with Dark at 193 supply. It felt like he didn't lose anything. Just such a good fight there for Dark, fully surrounding the army. And that is going to be GG. Dark will take the 2-1 victory over Classic and move on to the grand finals.